Sandra Lemming here from sandralemming.com, and this video is going to just be a little video about the easiest way to verify a domain name that you're using for a website really quickly. And this is the way that I use for most of my websites because I can get it done really quickly. So the first thing you need to do with your brand new website is, first you need a domain name. Set your domain name up, make sure you've got your HTTPS done, which is your SSL, and then make sure you've installed, your WordPress or whatever website builder you're going to use. Make sure that's installed. So you've got the basis of a website, but this is for WordPress websites. This is the easiest way I find to verify a WordPress website. So log into your dashboard of your WordPress website, and then you'll want to go to your plugins and you'll want to go to add new. So this is what you do first. This is step one. And once you get here, you want to go to search plugins and you type in all-in-one SEO. Alrighty, so this will pull up the all-in-one SEO pack plugin, which is this one here, all-in-one SEO pack. That's the one you want. So you install that. And once that's installed, you activate it. And then we're going to pull up the plugin page. Once that finishes loading, we're going to go to All-in-One SEO and we're going to go to General Settings. And we're not going to touch any of these for the moment. We're going to scroll down to a section that we're going to use first to set up our Google Analytics. So the first thing we want to do is log into the dashboard of our website, install this plugin, come to the plugin page and scroll down until you see the Google Analytics section and the Webmaster Verification. So these are the two things that we want to do. We want to register our property on Google Analytics and we want to do our Webmaster Verification. So if you're somebody like me and you've had other websites in the past, you probably already have a Google Analytics account. So go to your Google Analytics account. You'll need to be logged into the email that you use for Google Analytics when you first set it up. Now, there's two ways you can add this new website. You can create a new account for it, or you can add it to the account that you already have created as a property. So you just create a property. If you create a new account, you're going to have accounts like this with drop downs, and they're going to have different websites. So you'll have things like this. So this account here has two websites on it, and this account here has two websites on it. So they're two different accounts, but I'm not going to worry about an account. I'm just going to add the property to this account here. So I've selected that account. See this account. So I've gone in here and I've selected this account, and that's the account that I'm going to add this property to, the official site of Sandra Lemming. So I'm going to create a new property. So I've got two properties on this account already, this Sandra account. So I've got my authority site, and then I've got another site called Marketing Made Easy. So I'm going to create a new property. Click here. And then I'm going to follow these instructions to create a new property. So it's pretty easy. What do you want to measure? Do you want to measure your website? Measure your iOS or Android apps, apps and web data. So you might have you might have some apps that are connected to a website. You can do all of that, but you can find out all about this. I'm just going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to go with the measure the website, right? The traffic to the website. I'm going to click continue, and I'm going to put the name of my website in here. So I'm going to, I'm just going to use the name of the domain. Right, and then I'm going to put the domain name in here. So I'm going to go to the website, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to open that in a new tab and visit the site. As you can see, I've done my HTTPS. I've set up my SSL already. I have a coming soon page, and I'm just going to copy this URL here, copy, and I'm going to go back to my analytics dashboard. I'm going to close that down. I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to select my prefix at the front here. So I want HTTPS, right? And then I'm going to paste in here. And then I'm going to delete that. There we go. And I'm going to make sure I've got the HTTPS there. The backslash at the end is fine. And then I'm going to select an industry category. I'm going to scroll through and try and find something that is suitable for what I'm doing. We might just go shopping. I'm going to select a time zone, and I'm going to use my time zone in my country because I'm going to make this a local one to me, and I'm going to select my state, which is there, and then I'm going to create the property. Okay, so I can have a maximum of 50 properties on this account. So I'm going to create the property. So I'm well within that. This will only be the third property on this account. So there you go. It says success. I've created the property. So here's the property. It's being created. And it's going to come over here. And now this is the UA tracking code. So when people are talking about your Google Analytics UA code, this is what they're talking about here, the UA code there. There are other ways you can do it, with embedding, your full tracking code and stuff. But just the UA code will be fine for what we want over here. So all we need here is your Google Analytics ID, see, which is your UA code. So we're going to go here and we're going to copy that UA code right there. And then we're going to go back here and we're going to paste it in there. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of this page and I'm going to update the settings. Right, I'm going to update options. And I'm just going to let that load for a minute. So I've done the Google Analytics. Now the next part of this that I want to do is I want to verify the website. So when I scroll back down here, I can see my Google Analytics code is taken. The next part I want to do is I want to verify, Webmaster, I want to verify the website on Google search. So that's going to be the next step. But before I do that, I'm just going to refresh this page. Make sure it's set. Yes, it's set. And now I'm going to go, to Google Search Console. So I've already got it opened in another tab. So I always like to open what I'm using straight away before I start. It's just an organizational thing. It makes things a lot quicker. So I'm going to click on Google Search Console. Basically what I did here was I opened up Google Search and I typed in, I opened up Google Chrome and I just typed in Google Search Console. And then I just clicked on the first one on page 1 and it'll start you out here. Now make sure you're also logged into the same Gmail that you're using for Google Analytics. If you already have a Google Search Console but you have it set up on a different email, that's fine, but I would use the same Gmail, Gmail that you use for Google Analytics. So I have a default email address. So I have several Gmail accounts, but I have a default Gmail account. So if I click here, I've got several, as you can see. I mean, I've got more than this. I've got 3 others. I just haven't activated them, I haven't logged into them, but I've got several. But this one here that I'm on is my default. This is the one that I initially set up Chrome and my very first Google account with. So this is the one that's also attached to my Google Analytics account, and it's also attached to my Google Search Console. So I hope that makes sense. And it's a free Gmail address. It's not G Suite. You can do this without G Suite. You don't need G Suite to do this. Preferably do this without G Suite, because if you're trying to verify through G Suite, it can make life really difficult. So I'm going to click Start now. and that's going to take me to my Google Search Console. It will probably look a little bit different for you if you haven't already verified any domains, but I've already verified 3 websites, so that's why mine looks like this here. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to add a property. Okay, so this is what yours will look like. It'll be empty behind there. You'll have the Google Search Console there and you'll have these 2 windows. Now, if you're using G Suite, you generally have to register through this side here, which can be a really difficult process. I'm not going to use this first window. I'm going to use the URL prefix because I'm registering it, I'm verifying it via my Google Analytics code, tracking code dashboard. So I'm going to go into here. I'm going to enter the URL just here. Oh, wrong one. So I'll go back to my website and open that up again in a new window, and I will copy that domain name. So make sure I copied that. Copy, close that, and go back to here. And I'll paste my URL in here. Right now, I'm going to click. I'm going to click continue. If you can't scroll down and you can't see continues here, sometimes with the Apple Macs and stuff, because you guys open up different windows and stuff and they're not always linked to the one Chrome browser, you can struggle seeing things. You might just need to go to your Chrome browser and reduce the zoom till you can see, the whole window. So that's all you have to do there. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click continue. And there you go. See, simple. I verified it through Google Analytics. Verification method, Google Analytics. And now I can go to property or I can click done. So see how simple that was? Because I'd done Google Analytics first and I'd set it up properly and I'd waited a few minutes, taken my time. I haven't rushed through. It's done, so I can click done. And I can go back here now. I can go to lots of little things. And in here is where I can start doing things. I can add sitemaps. You can open a report. You can check performance. You can do a URL inspection. Of course, there'll be nothing to inspect on the URL because, I haven't done anything with it. And you can basically go through and do everything that you need to in here. But at least you know now that your website is verified. You don't even really need to add it into here because it's actually verified already. But I mean, you can easily get your what you need by simply clicking on going to your settings here. You are the verified owner. So what I did there was I come down to my settings, then I click here, and I can upload a file or whatever, but I can do it through Google Tag Manager, or I can do it through HTML. And this is the one that I want for the website. So I want the HTML tag for the website. So how did I got to here via settings, and then I clicked on the, owner verification, which opened up this. It's successful, through Google Analytics, but I'm still going to add the HTML tag to the website. This will give you the code, right? You can download a file here. If you're verifying through through another process, you might need to download the file and then you'll upload the file. But if you're doing it the way that I'm doing it, just add a meta tag to your site's homepage, or the in the plugin that we're going to use. So we just open that up. We click on copy. And we go to here and we click there and we paste it in there. And then we go down and we click Update Options. Just let that finish loading. Make sure you let your pages load, refresh. Then I'm going to go back to here and you can click Verify. And because I'm already verified, I don't need to worry about that because I've already done it through see, I'm successfully verified through Google Analytics, so I don't need to do additional ones. But you can also just use the HTML tag. You don't need to go, you can skip the Google Analytics step if you want and just use the HTML tag. But that's a more difficult way to do it. Just do it through your Google Analytics first, because then that way you've linked your Google Search Console with your Google Analytics, and it's just a much smoother transition when it comes to tracking visits and things and hits and stuff on your website. It's a much better process to do it via your Google Analytics. So that's another way you can do it. If you're not doing Google Analytics, you can just put your HTML tag in there, and then you'll just click update. Your HTML tag will disappear. It doesn't save it on here. So once you put your HTML tag in there, it'll disappear. But, this is just, Google Analytics is the most easiest way to do it because you're already verified, so you don't need to worry about it. So then you can move on to building your website. Once you finish building your website, this is where you can submit your sitemap. Which you'll get from your all-in-one SEO tool as well, which will be another video. So guys, I hope that helps you simply and easily verify your website. There's no messy needing to add code. You just do the Google Analytics first, then verify your website via Google Analytics, just like I did, and you'll see that your website's done in seconds. Okay, bye for now.